Welcome to a breathtaking walking tour of Italy's Amalfi Coast in stunning 4K resolution. Join us as we explore the enchanting towns of Amalfi, Positano, Sorento, and Ravello, each offering its own unique charm and beauty. Marvel at the majestic Amalfi Cathedral, wander through the historic streets of Amalfi, and soak in the vibrant atmosphere of this coastal gem. Discover the picturesque town of Positano with its colorful cliffside houses, winding staircases, and pristine beaches. Let the beauty of this seaside paradise captivate your senses. Stroll through the charming streets of Sorento, renowned for its stunning sea views, delicious limoncello, and warm hospitality. Experience the perfect blend of history and modernity. Explore the serene town of Ravello, perched high above the sea. Enjoy its tranquil gardens, elegant villas, and panoramic vistas that have inspired artists and musicians for centuries. As we start our journey, please take into consideration that this isn't a silent tour. It is a narrated cinematic 4K walking tour, featuring stunning landmarks, real street sounds, and a custom soundtrack, plus subtitles for clarity. It is perfect for travel planning, virtual exploration, or relaxing immersion. This walking tour is divided into 4 concise and informative sections. Think of this video as your interactive map to guide you through each area, but feel free to explore further on your own. If you have any further questions or need more information, please let us know. We created this walking tour having you, the viewer, in mind as we walk in the area in real time. This helps you see and understand how close or far away each point of interest is in. This helps plan your trip better, with practical info about what to visit in the areas. As we approach the Amalfi Coast by sea, take a moment to admire the dramatic cliffs rising from the turquoise waters, but also keep a few practical things in mind. In peak summer months, ships and ferries heading toward towns like Amalfi, Positano, or Maiori can be extremely overcrowded, especially on weekends and public holidays. If you're planning to come by car, be prepared for heavy traffic, endless lines of vehicles, and notoriously tight roads with hairpin turns. Parking is limited and expensive, and the overall experience can quickly turn from scenic to stressful. Public buses do operate along the coast, but they're often small and standing room only, and service can be inconsistent due to congestion. Still, there are multiple ways to reach the coast. Ferries offer a stunning sea route from Naples, Salerno, or even Sorento, while a combination of regional trains and local buses can get you here too. Just plan ahead and expect some crowds. Whichever way you arrive, remember, the Amalfi Coast is one of Italy's most visited destinations for a reason. The beauty is undeniable, but timing, transport, and a bit of patience will help you enjoy it to the fullest. We have already set foot on Positano and are walking along the waterfront. Now is a great time for an in-depth exploration. Positano, a picturesque village on the Amalfi Coast in southern Italy, is renowned for its stunning beauty, dramatic cliffside location, and vibrant Mediterranean culture, with its narrow, winding streets, charming pastel-colored houses, and breathtaking views of the Tyrrhenian Sea. Positano has captivated the hearts of travelers and artists for centuries. This comprehensive guide will delve into the rich history, cultural significance, architectural marvels, natural beauty, and modern-day allure of Positano. As we are walking under the hot summer sun, let's look into the historical background. Positano history dates back to the ancient times, when it was a small fishing village. It is believed that the area was first settled by the Greeks and later developed by the Romans. The village's strategic coastal location made it an important maritime hub in antiquity, according to local legends. Positano was named after Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea, reflecting its deep connection to maritime activities. The Positano waterfront is a lively stretch filled with vibrant bars, inviting restaurants, and of course, a tempting selection of beach bars where you can sip an Aperol Spritz just steps from the sea. But before you settle into a sunbed for the day, take a moment to read the signs posted at each establishment. Each beach club has its own set of rules and prices. If you're not used to the Italian beach setup, it might come as a surprise that amenities you'd expect to be included, like a simple freshwater shower to rinse off the salt, can sometimes cost extra. And if you're hoping for a hot shower, that might come with an even steeper fee. Some places bundle everything into a day rate, while others charge a la carte, so it's worth checking in advance to avoid surprises. Still, with the dramatic cliffs of Positano behind you and the glistening Tyrrhenian Sea at your feet, a bit of planning ensures your beach day stays just as blissful as it looks. As we continue our waterfront walking tour, let's go back in history and talk about the medieval development. During the Middle Ages, Positano became a prosperous trading center. The village's natural harbor facilitated commerce with other Mediterranean regions. The period also saw the construction of significant architectural landmarks, including the Church of Santa Maria Assunta, known for its distinctive dome, and Byzantine-style icon of the Black Madonna. In the 20th century, Positano transitioned from a quiet fishing village to a popular tourist destination. The village gained international fame when it was featured in John Steinbeck's 1953 essay, Positano and Harper's Bazaar, where he described it as a dream place that isn't quite real when you are there and becomes beckoning real after you have gone. Since then, Positano has attracted celebrities, artists, and travelers from around the world. Positano has long been a haven for artists and writers. The village's enchanting scenery, with its cascading houses and vibrant gardens, has inspired numerous works of art and literature. Notable figures such as Pablo Picasso, Franco Zeffirelli, and Rudolf Nureyev have all spent time in Positano, drawing creative inspiration from its beauty. Positano cultural calendar is filled with festivals and events that celebrate its rich heritage. One of the most significant events is the Feast of the Assumption on August the 15th, honoring the village's patron saint, Santa Maria Assunta. The celebration includes a religious procession, fireworks, and traditional music and dance, attracting both locals and visitors. We'll explore the church in just a few minutes, where we'll take a closer look at its history and beautiful architecture. But for now, let's begin our journey by heading up through the town of Positano. We'll follow the main road that gently winds its way down toward the beach, a scenic walk lined with colorful boutiques, local art galleries, and charming cafes tucked into the hillside. It's the perfect way to ease into Positano's laid-back rhythm, with glimpses of the sparkling sea appearing between pastel buildings. Before we reach the waterfront, we'll lose ourselves in the maze of narrow alleyways, those postcard-perfect paths where everyday life and timeless charm blend effortlessly. The village is known for its handcrafted sandals, colorful ceramics, and stylish boutiques. Visitors can explore a variety of shops selling local products, from artisanal jewelry to chic resort, where the vibrant shopping streets such as Via dei Mulini and Via Cristoforo Colombo are perfect for leisurely strolls and discovering unique treasures. Positano, with its rich history, cultural significance, architectural marvels, natural beauty, and modern-day allure, is a true gem on the Amalfi Coast. Its captivating charm and timeless appeal continue to draw travelers from around the world, offering a perfect blend of relaxation, adventure, and cultural enrichment. Whether you are exploring its ancient streets, savoring its culinary delights, or simply soaking in the breathtaking views, Positano promises an unforgettable experience that lingers in the heart and soul. Popular local specialities include scialatielli e ai frutti di mare, a type of pasta with seafood, delizia al limone, a lemon delight cake, and limoncello, a lemon liqueur made from locally grown lemons. Dining in Positano was an unforgettable experience, with numerous restaurants offering stunning views of the sea and the village. Whether it's a casual beachside eatery or a fine dining establishment, the focus is always on fresh, high-quality ingredients and authentic flavors. Positano is synonymous with luxury and hospitality. The village boasts a range of high-end hotels, boutique accommodations, and vacation rentals, each offering unique experiences and breathtaking views. Renowned establishments provide world-class amenities and impeccable service, making them a popular choice for discerning travelers. In just a couple of minutes, we'll be reaching and stepping inside one of Positano's most cherished landmarks, the Church of Santa Maria Assunta. But before we do, let's enjoy this lovely pedestrian stretch that leads us there, lined with artisan boutiques, small gelato stands, and the occasional burst of bougainvillea spilling over the walls. These few steps offer a glimpse into the calm beauty that makes Positano so timeless. And then, rising ahead of us, the unmistakable dome will come into view. The Church of Santa Maria Assunta is more than just a beautiful building. It's the spiritual heart of the village. Its majestic dome, covered in colorful majolica tiles, shimmers in the sunlight and dominates the skyline, instantly recognizable in every postcard and panorama of Positano. That vibrant ceramic pattern isn't just for show. It's a testament to the region's long-standing tradition of craftsmanship, echoing the artistry of nearby Vietri sul Mare, famous for its ceramic heritage. If you have time to step inside the church, you'll notice how quiet the atmosphere becomes, even if the town outside is buzzing with visitors. The interior is simple but elegant, with whitewashed arches, gold accents, and soft light filtering through stained glass windows. But the centerpiece, without question, is the revered Byzantine icon of the Black Madonna and Child, believed to date back to the 13th century. According to local legend, the icon arrived by sea during a storm. Sailors attempting to carry it elsewhere were repeatedly blocked by bad weather, until they heard a voice saying, "Posa, posa," meaning, "put me down," in Italian. Taking this as a divine sign, they left the icon here, and thus the name Positano is believed to have been born. Miraculous or not, the icon has remained in this church ever since, and it continues to be the focal point of religious devotion, especially during the town's Feast of the Assumption in mid-August, when processions and fireworks fill the air with celebration. Whether you're here for its historical depth, spiritual symbolism, or just to soak in the peaceful beauty, Santa Maria Assunta is more than a photo stop. It's a living part of Positano's soul. And as we take a moment inside, it's worth pausing not just to admire, but to feel the quiet continuity of centuries in this sacred space. We won't be heading back to the beach just yet. Instead, let's wander a little further through Positano's enchanting back streets, an experience that's just as memorable as the shoreline. These narrow alleys twist and climb between houses painted in warm shades of peach, terracotta, and soft yellow, often draped in climbing vines or cascading flowers. Around each corner, there's a discovery waiting, a hidden ceramics shop, a quiet cafe tucked under a lemon tree, a stairway leading to an unexpected terrace with sea views. Walking here feels like you're inside a painting, alive with color, history, and character. You won't get lost, really, but getting slightly turned around is half the charm. Now, let's take a moment to talk about Positano's famous beaches and coastal scenery. Spiaggia Grande is the main beach, the one you've seen in photos, dotted with rows of umbrellas and sun loungers in perfect alignment. It's lively, social, and framed by the dramatic cliffs and cascading buildings that make Positano so iconic. If you're looking for something a bit more secluded, take a short walk or boat ride to Fornillo Beach, a smaller and quieter cove with a more local feel. Either way, the combination of deep blue water, sun-baked rock, and the scent of salt in the air creates an atmosphere that's hard to leave behind.
Here's your ice creams.
But Positano's beauty isn't just at sea level. For the more adventurous traveler, there's a different way to experience the coastline, from above. High above this cliffside village runs the famed Sentiero degli Dei, or Path of the Gods. The name might sound dramatic, but one look at the view and you'll understand why it earned it. This hiking trail begins in the hilltop village of Nocelle, not far from Positano, and stretches all the way to Bomerano near the town of Agarola. The path winds through ancient mule tracks, past terraced vineyards and fragrant Mediterranean scrub, with sweeping vistas over the Tyrrhenian Sea at nearly every turn. On a clear day, you can see as far as Capri. But more than just the views, there's something meditative about walking this route. The silence is only interrupted by the occasional goat bell, or the distant hum of a boat far below. It's not a difficult hike, but it does require some sturdy shoes, sun protection, and ideally, an early morning start to beat the heat. It's considered one of the most scenic hikes in all of Italy, and truly, one of the best ways to connect with the soul of this region. After such a trek, or even after a leisurely day by the sea, you'll no doubt want to refuel. And that brings us to one of the Amalfi Coast's greatest pleasures, its food. Positano is a paradise not just for the eyes, but for the taste buds. From seaside trattorias serving the freshest grilled fish, to family-run osterias where pasta is handmade each morning, the local gastronomy is deeply tied to the land and the sea. Like we mentioned earlier, don't miss specialties like scialatielli ai frutti di mare, a short, hand-cut pasta tossed with seafood and local herbs, or a refreshing insalata di limone, made with the region's famed lemons. And of course, there's dessert, whether it's a slice of delizia al limone, or a cold glass of limoncello, sipped slowly at sunset. If it's your first time visiting, it's important to think about how you'd like to explore. Many travelers attempt to do the Amalfi Coast in a single day, especially if they're on a tight schedule. It is possible. You can take a guided tour or ferry and visit several villages in a single outing. It's efficient, but often comes with time limits. You may only get about an hour to explore each stop, just enough to snap some photos and grab a coffee. But Positano, like the other towns we'll visit, isn't made for rushing. If you have more time, a slower approach can be far more rewarding. Spend a full day in one town or even a few days. Walk its streets at your own pace, linger over long lunches, take unplanned detours, and really settle into the rhythm of coastal life. This is a place best enjoyed one layer at a time. And now, as we leave Positano behind, our journey continues. Up next, Amalfi Town, once a mighty maritime republic, and still the beating heart of the coast's culture, history, and everyday life. Stay with us. The beauty only deepens from here. Amalfi Town is a jewel waiting to be uncovered, and getting here can be part of the adventure. The town is accessible by road, by sea, and by public transportation, though each option comes with its own experience. If you're arriving from abroad, the closest major airport is Naples International, about 65 kilometers north. From there, you have a few choices. Many travelers rent a car and drive the winding Amalfi Drive, a legendary stretch of road that hugs the cliffs and offers jaw-dropping views at nearly every turn. But be prepared. While it's stunning, the drive can be narrow, crowded, and challenging, especially during summer. If you'd rather skip the stress of driving, buses run regularly from Naples and Salerno to Amalfi, although they can get packed during peak season, and they're often small, especially on the coast. For a more relaxing option, fast boats and traditional ferries also connect Amalfi with towns like Positano, Salerno, Sorento, and the islands of Capri and Ischia. These sea routes are not just practical, they're beautiful. Skimming along the water, with the cliffs rising beside you and the sea breeze in your hair, is an unforgettable way to arrive. You can also combine modes of travel. From Naples, trains can take you to Salerno in under 40 minutes, or to Sorento via the Circumvesuviana line. Just don't expect a fast train. From either town, you can switch to a bus or ferry to reach Amalfi. Whether you choose speed or scenery, Amalfi is well connected. Just plan ahead and keep in mind that travel times can vary due to traffic or weather conditions. And then, the town itself. Welcome to Amalfi, a place where centuries of history meet coastal magic. Nestled on the sun-drenched shores of southern Italy, Amalfi town is everything you imagine when you dream of the Mediterranean. Its pastel-colored houses seem to cling to the steep cliffs, stacked like a living mosaic above the turquoise waters of the Tyrrhenian Sea. This is not just a town, it's a living painting with winding alleys, graceful arches, and sun-washed piazzas, whispering stories of ancient seafarers and saints. The town once served as the capital of a powerful maritime republic, rivaling the likes of Venice and Genoa, and echoes of that rich past still linger in its streets, churches, and coastal walls. Amalfi's beachfront isn't vast, but it's lively and welcoming. There's a small crescent of dark, pebbly sand, flanked by cafes, umbrellas, and sun loungers that spill right down to the water's edge. Locals and travelers mingle here, some sunbathing with a book in hand, others sipping espresso or spritzes as ferries glide in and out. The harbor, just steps away, adds a sense of constant movement. And all the while, the dramatic cliffs embrace the scene like a natural amphitheater, making even the simplest swim feel cinematic. Whether you're arriving by sea or simply strolling toward the water after a day exploring the town, Amalfi's shoreline offers the perfect pause between discovery and relaxation. As we make our way through the winding streets of Amalfi, the path begins to gently open up. The alleys, once narrow and shaded, start to widen, and the sound of everyday life grows louder. Clinking cups, laughter, and the murmur of conversation carried on the breeze. A moment later, we arrive at the heart of the town, Piazza del Duomo, the main square. This is the beating pulse of Amalfi, a lively, sun-soaked gathering place where locals and travelers mingle at cafes, browse souvenir stands, and pause to take in the view that rises dramatically before them. Because towering above it all is one of the most extraordinary landmarks along the entire Amalfi Coast, the Cathedral of St. Andrew, or Duomo di Amalfi. The first thing that strikes you is the staircase, an imposing flight of over 60 steps leading up to the cathedral's ornate facade. Climbing them is like walking into another century. At the top, the Duomo's Arab-Norman architecture comes into full view, with its distinctive black and white striped arches, gold-accented mosaics, and a bell tower rising behind, with green and yellow ceramic tiles that glimmer in the light. The blend of styles, Moorish, Gothic, Romanesque, and Baroque, is a direct reflection of Amalfi's seafaring history and cultural openness. This cathedral isn't just visually striking, it's sacred ground. It was founded in the 9th century and has been expanded and renovated over centuries. The grand bronze doors, cast in Constantinople in the 11th century, are among the oldest in Italy. Inside, you'll find Baroque opulence, golden ceilings, and intricate chapels. But the real spiritual center lies below, in the crypt of St. Andrew. This is where the relics of the Apostle, Amalfi's patron saint, are housed, having been brought here from Constantinople during the Crusades. Even today, his presence is deeply woven into the town's identity. Let's dive deeper into the enchanting world of Amalfi town, a place where history, nature, flavor, and tradition come together in ways that feel almost dreamlike. This isn't just a destination, it's an experience layered in time, taste, and beauty. Amalfi's story begins well before the age of tourists and postcards. Though its roots trace back to Roman times, it was during the Middle Ages that Amalfi truly flourished, as one of the four great maritime republics of Italy, alongside Genoa, Pisa, and Venice. In the 10th and 11th centuries, Amalfi was a hub of international trade, with its fleets reaching across the Mediterranean to North Africa and the Middle East. The town was known for its bold sailors, its coinage, its own maritime code, the Tabula Amalfitana, and for being a melting pot of cultures, languages, and goods. One of the most evocative reminders of this past is the Arsenale della Repubblica, or the Arsenal of the Republic. Tucked just behind the harbor front, this atmospheric stone structure once echoed with the hammering of shipbuilders, crafting the vessels that made Amalfi a naval power. Today, it's a museum and cultural space where exhibitions and historic relics tell the story of the town's seafaring past. You can almost feel the energy of the shipwrights in its vaulted halls. As we make our way back toward the heart of Amalfi, the scent of freshly fried seafood lured us in like a siren's call. It's impossible to resist. We stopped at a tiny stall and ordered one of the region's most beloved street foods, the cuopo. Served piping hot in a paper cone, this golden treasure overflowed with crispy calamari rings, tiny anchovies, and plump shrimp, all lightly dusted and fried to perfection. Sometimes you'll find potato croquettes or zucchini blossoms in the mix too. It's messy, it's delicious, and it's pure Italian soul food, the kind you eat with wooden skewers while standing, laughing, and wiping your fingers on a napkin. We have tried this in Sicily too, but here in Amalfi, a good cuopo or cuopo fritto is a taste of the sea in your hands. Of course, no experience of Amalfi is complete without indulging in its other culinary wonders. Here, food isn't just nourishment. It's a reflection of land, sea, and tradition. The cuisine is simple yet rich, built on the freshest ingredients the region has to offer. Being a coastal town, seafood is front and center. Look for dishes like cialatieli ai frutti di mare, a short, handmade pasta tossed with clams, mussels, prawns, and squid in a delicate white wine and garlic sauce. Another local favorite is impepata di cozze, a bowl of steaming mussels cooked with cracked black pepper and lemon. Eating these at a seaside restaurant, with the sound of waves and a glass of local white wine in hand, is a memory you won't soon forget. But if there's one ingredient that defines Amalfi, it's the lemon. These aren't your standard lemons. They're massive, aromatic, and grown on terraced groves that climb the cliffs. Their zest and juice find their way into everything: pastries, pasta, seafood, and of course, limoncello. Many local farms offer tours of their lemon groves, where you can learn about traditional cultivation methods, explore terraced landscapes, and sample freshly made limoncello in the very place it was born. But Amalfi isn't just food, it's nature in full cinematic form. The town is wedged between towering cliffs and the turquoise waters of the Tyrrhenian Sea, with pastel-colored houses tumbling down the hillsides. Just wandering through its alleyways, framed by lemon trees and lush bougainvillea, is a treat for the senses. Amalfi serves as a perfect base to explore the region's natural treasures. The legendary Amalfi Drive, or Strada Statale 163, twists and turns along the cliffside with heart-stopping views at every bend. This scenic route connects Amalfi to nearby towns like Positano, Ravello, and Praiano. Along the way, you'll find hidden coves, fishing villages, and panoramic terraces where time seems to stand still. One such treasure is the Valle del Ferrier, or Valley of the Ironworks. Just behind Amalfi, this lush, protected nature reserve feels like stepping into another world. A well-marked hiking trail leads you past trickling waterfalls, moss-covered ruins of ancient ironworks, and rare plant species that have survived since the Ice Age. It's a cool green escape, especially welcome during the warmer months, and one of the best-kept secrets on the coast. Beyond its famous views and flavors, Amalfi offers hands-on experiences that bring you closer to local life. One such place is the Museo della Carta, the Amalfi Paper Museum. Tucked into a gorge just outside the main town, this historic mill dates back to the 13th century and showcases the town's once thriving paper industry. Handmade Amalfi paper was prized across Europe for centuries, and here you can witness traditional paper-making techniques still in use today. You can even try making your own sheet, perfect for a souvenir that's more personal than anything you'll find in a gift shop. Another unforgettable experience is a visit to the lemon terraces. Guided walks through these groves reveal how generations of farmers have shaped the steep land into fertile steppes. You'll see the age-old methods of supporting the trees with wooden pergolas, and you'll hear stories passed down through families who have lived by the lemon harvest for centuries. To truly understand Amalfi's soul, come during one of its festivals. The Festival of Sant'Andrea, held twice a year, in June and again in November, celebrates the town's patron saint, Saint Andrew the Apostle. The most striking moment is the grand procession, when a statue of the saint is carried by local fishermen through the streets and down the grand staircase of the cathedral. The event ends with fireworks over the harbor, casting sparkling light over the waves, a moving blend of faith, tradition, and community pride. And once every 4 years, Amalfi takes part in the Regata delle Antiche Republic Marinare, a historic boat race that celebrates its seafaring past. Dressed in medieval costumes, crews from Amalfi, Genoa, Pisa, and Venice compete in traditional galleons. It's part sport, part theater, and wholly captivating. We are back at the bustling waterfront, but while the center of Amalfi is lively and often crowded, there are quieter corners to explore. A short walk away lies Atrani, a tiny neighboring village that feels untouched by time. Its peaceful piazza, overlooked by a small church and framed by narrow lanes, is a lovely place to sit with a coffee or enjoy a more relaxed meal, or venture further uphill to discover hidden chapels, terraced vineyards, and lesser-known hiking trails with spectacular views. Even in a town as popular as Amalfi, solitude and authenticity are always within reach if you're willing to explore. Remember what we mentioned earlier back in Positano? That image of hundreds of travelers squeezing onto a small ferry can feel overwhelming. It's not just a postcard moment. It's reality during peak season. So plan ahead, book early when possible, and give yourself extra time. A little preparation goes a long way on the Amalfi Coast. Timing your visit is key. The best months are April to June and September to October, when the weather is mild, the sea is warm enough for swimming, and the crowds are manageable. July and August, while lively, bring higher prices, more congestion, and hotter days. Winter is the quietest season. Some businesses may close, but if you're seeking a peaceful retreat with local flair, it has its own charm. When it comes to accommodations, Amalfi offers something for everyone. you'll find luxury hotels with dramatic sea views and rooftop pools, cozy bed and breakfasts in historic buildings, and vacation rentals tucked into quiet alleys. Staying in the town center puts you steps away from the action, while lodgings in the hills above offer serenity and sweeping views, especially beautiful at sunrise and sunset. As Amalfi welcomes travelers from around the world, it's important to travel responsibly. Learn a few Italian phrases. They go a long way with locals. Dress modestly when visiting churches, and always be respectful of local customs. Choose family-run restaurants, artisan shops, and tours led by locals to ensure your money stays in the community. Amalfi Town is more than a postcard-perfect destination. It's a living, breathing place where history and hospitality go hand in hand. Whether you're climbing the cathedral steps, tasting lemon sorbet on a sunlit terrace, hiking through ancient valleys, or simply watching the fishing boats glide across the water, Amalfi has a way of staying with you. So take your time, because in Amalfi, the beauty isn't just in the view, it's in every step, flavor, and moment along the way. Sorento. One of those magical places where the road itself becomes part of the experience. As we drive the coastal route into town, we're treated to breathtaking views that feel straight out of a classic Italian film. Turquoise waves roll below, with rocky cliffs dropping dramatically into the sea. Sorento isn't just a destination, it's an entrance into the soul of southern Italy. The winding descent into the city brings us alongside lemon groves, charming villas with wrought iron balconies, and sudden glimpses of Mount Vesuvius looming across the Bay of Naples. As we near the historic center, the view opens up dramatically. Just ahead, the shimmering coastline stretches with rows of beach chairs and sun umbrellas lining the waterfront. The famous bathing platforms of Sorento, wooden piers reaching out over the rocks, offer locals and visitors a front row seat to one of the most iconic Mediterranean panoramas. Whether you're here to relax or explore, this is where your Sorento story begins. From the sweeping views above, we descend now into the heart of Sorento. Welcome to Piazza Tasso, the town's lively central square, named after the Renaissance poet Torquato Tasso, who was born here. A statue of him stands proudly in the center, watching over cafes with linen-draped tables, horse-drawn carriages, and rows of Vespas zipping past like clockwork. This is where Sorento pulses. We glance over the stone railing and see a dramatic drop, the gorge carved by an ancient river that once separated Sorrento's old town from the sea. A narrow, twisting road leads down to the waterfront below, but we're taking the charming route. Follow us on foot into the narrow alleys tucked just off the piazza. As the buzz of the square fades, a new soundscape emerges. Distant seagulls, the soft hum of conversation, and sandals tapping stone. Laundry flaps from second-floor balconies. Citrus-scented air drifts from open kitchen windows, and tiny shops overflow with colorful ceramics and handmade sandals. The path weaves past centuries-old buildings, worn smooth by time and footsteps. In moments, the sky opens again, and there it is, the waterfront of Sorento, where sunbathers stretch across lounge chairs and ferries rock gently in the harbor. But don't rush. This town rewards the slow wanderer. Every side street here tells a story, and we're just getting started. Just a few steps from the Villa Comunale, hidden behind a modest stone arch, you'll find one of Sorrento's most peaceful spots, the Chiostro di San Francesco, or the Cloister of St. Francis. Dating back to the 14th century, this quiet haven blends arabesque arches with late Renaissance stonework, softened by climbing vines and seasonal flowers. The cloister is part of a monastery complex, but over time, it's become more than a sacred space. It's a favorite for weddings, concerts, and quiet reflection. It's a place where art, history, and emotion intersect. Despite its modest size, the Chiostro tells centuries of stories. Just above the marina, perched like a balcony over the sea, is the Villa Comunale di Sorrento, one of the town's most beloved public gardens. From here, the view is a postcard: deep blue waters, Mount Vesuvius in the distance, and the curve of the coastline stretching toward Naples. Locals come here to read, rest, or simply breathe. A small lift nearby descends to the port below, but many linger, not for the transport, but for the silence, for the view that holds you still. Now we dive into Sorrento's soul, the narrow, winding alleys that pulse with life, flavor, and history. Leaving the serene Chiostro behind, we enter a maze of cobbled lanes lined with artisan workshops, family-run boutiques, and the scent of citrus liqueur wafting from every corner. This isn't just where tourists shop. It's where Sorrento breathes. These lanes date back to Roman times, and some even earlier. The town's ancient layout was based on the typical Roman grid, though today it feels anything but orderly. As we twist and turn, each bend reveals a surprise: a ceramic tiled courtyard, a hidden shrine to the Virgin Mary, a vintage Fiat parked beneath laundry lines. The shops here aren't just for show. Generations of Sorrentini have sold their crafts in these spaces. You'll find inlaid woodwork, a tradition called intarsia, which Sorrento is world famous for. Entire tabletops and music boxes are crafted using this intricate mosaic technique, passed down through families for centuries. You may also spot hand-sewn leather sandals, tailored linen garments, and hand-painted pottery featuring lemons, olives, and the deep blue of the sea. Speaking of lemons, you'll see them everywhere. Sorrento's volcanic soil and sea breeze have produced some of Italy's finest citrus for centuries. The massive oval-shaped Feminello lemons are used to make the town's signature liqueur, limoncello. And here in the alleys, shopkeepers often offer free tastings. Be prepared, it's sweet, sharp, and strong. As we continue, take a look at the architecture above you. Many of these buildings have medieval origins, their upper floors still occupied by families who've lived here for generations. Balconies overflow with flowers, while iron lanterns cast golden light at dusk. It's easy to imagine a different time, when donkeys and carts rolled through these very lanes. If you look carefully, you'll also spot fragments of Sorrento's defensive past. Embedded into the walls are old stone blocks, remnants of Greek and Roman structures. One corner might house a medieval arch, another the base of a Roman column reused centuries later, typical of towns with layered histories like this. Make a turn, and you might stumble upon the Sedile Dominova, a 16th century nobleman's club tucked discreetly among the stores. Its elegant loggia still hosts men playing cards or reading newspapers beneath a faded frescoed dome. It's a reminder that Sorrento has long been a meeting point for aristocrats, artists, traders, and today, curious travelers. If you're hungry, now is the perfect time to stop for a snack. You'll see small food shops selling fresh arancini, mini pizzas, or even slices of lemon cake. Don't overlook the gelato counters either. Many are family-run and use seasonal fruit. Try the fig or walnut flavors if you're lucky enough to be here in the right season. There's a certain rhythm to walking these lanes. Locals move quickly with purpose, but always make time to greet a neighbor. Tourists pause for photos, marveling at handmade soaps or embroidered linens. And then there's the ever-present soundtrack, the clinking of espresso cups, the distant strum of a street musician, and the murmur of many languages blending under the midday sun. You'll notice that although these alleys are narrow, they rarely feel cramped. Instead, They invite you to slow down, look up, and discover the details. A carved lintel above a doorway, a vintage Vespa parked like sculpture, a cat watching from a windowsill. Every corner tells a story. Every stone holds memory. By now, you've likely lost your sense of direction. But in Sorrento, that's a good thing. Because every turn offers something to remember, and the longer you wander, the more the town opens up its heart. After the charm of the narrow alleys, we step into a very different scene. Corso Italia. This is Sorrento's main artery, stretching straight through town with wide sidewalks, neatly arranged cafes, and the hum of modern life flowing through every block. This elegant boulevard was developed during the 19th and early 20th centuries, designed to connect Sorrento with the surrounding towns and accommodate the rise of horse-drawn carriages, and later, motorcars. But despite its more recent layout, Corso Italia doesn't feel generic. It's a showcase of local elegance, wrapped in Mediterranean flair. By day, this is a place for shopping and strolling. You'll find everything from Italian clothing boutiques and upscale jewelry stores to gelaterias, shoe shops, and a few big international brands. But even chain stores here sit inside historic buildings with detailed facades and wrought iron balconies, reminding you that you're still in a centuries-old town. Along the way, you'll pass Sorrento's cathedral, the Cattedrale dei Santi Filippo e Giacomo. Built in the 11th century and remodeled several times, it has a beautiful Romanesque bell tower and an ornate interior filled with wood inlay panels crafted by local artisans. Step inside if the doors are open. It's often cool, quiet, and peaceful, even when the street outside is buzzing. Corso Italia is also where locals do their evening passeggiata, that slow social walk that's part ritual, part fashion show. In the early evening, the entire town seems to come out, dressed just a little better, chatting with friends, or simply people watching from a bench or a cafe table. Leaving town, we follow the winding cliffside roads that snake along the edge of the Sorrentine Peninsula. From here, the views are breathtaking, dramatic drops to the Tyrrhenian Sea, fishing boats bobbing in small harbors below, and occasional glimpses of Vesuvius in the distance, always looming, always watching. You'll pass lemon groves cascading down the hillsides and occasional luxury hotels clinging to the cliffs. At one curve, you might catch a panoramic view of Marina di Puolo, or even the Isle of Capri on a clear day. Its iconic Faraglioni rocks, peaking above the sea. Locals know these turns by heart, honking gently before each bend. Tourists grip their cameras, trying to capture the impossible beauty unfolding at every corner. Whether you're heading back toward Naples or continuing toward the Amalfi Coast, this stretch of road is an experience in itself, one that has inspired poets, painters, and countless travelers. And if your journey continues to places like Ravello or Positano, consider this the perfect transition from the elegance of Sorrento to the wild drama of the Amalfi Coast. Let this final view stay with you, a postcard moment burned into memory. This is the farewell Sorrento gives you, not with a monument or a speech, but with a quiet, golden curve of road and a sea that glows like glass. Perched high above the Amalfi Coast in southern Italy, Ravello is an enchanting town that is often described as a balcony over the sea. With its rich history, breathtaking vistas, and cultural treasures, Ravello is a dream destination for those seeking a blend of natural beauty and artistic inspiration. Let's delve into the many facets of this magical place. Ravello origins date back to the 5th century AD, when it was founded as a refuge from barbarian invasions after the fall of the Roman Empire. It gained prominence in the 11th century as part of the powerful maritime republic of Amalfi. The town flourished during this period, becoming a center of commerce, art, and culture. Its wealthy residents built grand villas and churches, many of which still stand today, offering a glimpse into Ravello's illustrious past. Ravello's elevated position offers breathtaking views of the Amalfi Coast in the Tyrrhenian Sea, but also a great mountain view. The town is also a gateway to several hiking trails that wind through lush landscapes, terraced vineyards, and charming villages. The Path of the Gods is a popular trail that offers spectacular coastal views and a chance to explore the natural beauty of the region. The town offers a range of dining experiences, from cozy to upscale restaurants, all serving delicious local cuisine. Freshly caught seafood, including anchovies, clams, and squid, features prominently on menus. And naturally, don't omit to try limoncello. Made from the region's famous lemons, this sweet and tangy liqueur is a must-try. Many restaurants in Ravello offer outdoor seating with spectacular views of the coast. Dining al fresco while enjoying the local cuisine in the stunning scenery is an unforgettable experience. Ravello offers a range of accommodations, from luxury hotels to charming bed and breakfasts. Many of these establishments are located in historic buildings and offer breathtaking views. We'll have the chance to see some of these later. For now, as we walk along the town's main square, let's take a moment to explore what makes Ravello so special, starting with its most prominent landmark, the Duomo di Ravello, dedicated to Saint Pantaleon. Originally built in the 11th century, this cathedral may look modest from the outside, with its simple white facade and clean lines, but step inside and you'll discover layers of history and artistry. One of its most remarkable features is the pair of bronze doors crafted in the town of Atrani by the artist Barisano d'Atrani, a name etched in medieval craftsmanship. The pulpit is another highlight, a beautiful structure supported by stone lions and decorated with intricate mosaics that shimmer in the light, telling biblical stories through color and detail. And tucked within the cathedral's small museum is a relic that continues to draw the faithful and the curious. A vial said to contain the blood of Saint Pantaleon himself, believed to miraculously liquefy once a year on his feast day, a mystery still celebrated and revered today. Just a short stroll from the cathedral, you'll find one of Ravello's most enchanting treasures, Villa Rufolo. Built in the 13th century by the wealthy Rufolo family, merchants of immense power and influence, the villa was once described as having more rooms than there are days in the year. Its architecture is a captivating blend of Arab, Norman, and Sicilian styles, a reflection of Ravello's role in the cultural crossroads of the Mediterranean. But it's the gardens that truly leave a lasting impression. Perched dramatically on a cliffside terrace, they seem to float above the sea, with manicured flower beds, exotic trees, and stone pathways that overlook the endless blue of the Amalfi Coast. It was here that composer Richard Wagner found inspiration in 1880, calling the gardens a vision of his mythical Klingsor garden, and completing the final act of Parsifal. Today, the villa hosts the annual Ravello Festival, where open-air concerts and performances unfold against a panoramic backdrop, an unforgettable fusion of music, history, and natural beauty. Another garden you can visit for free, and one that we're walking through right now, is the Giardini Principessa di Piemonte. This peaceful spot may be smaller than Villa Rufolo's famous gardens, but its charm is undeniable. Named in honor of Marie-José of Belgium, the last Queen of Italy, these gardens are a favorite among locals and a hidden gem for visitors. Framed by pergolas and stone benches, the space bursts with seasonal flowers, from vibrant bougainvillea to delicate roses. But what truly sets it apart is the view, a sweeping panorama that opens up unexpectedly, revealing the dramatic drop to the coastline below, with terraced lemon groves and whitewashed villages clinging to the cliffs. It's a perfect place to pause, take in the silence, and breathe in the scent of jasmine carried on the breeze. Often overlooked by tour groups, the Giardini Principessa di Piemonte offers a quiet, contemplative slice of Ravello, and best of all, it's completely free to enjoy. Now, just to be clear, Giardini Principessa di Piemonte, where we just were, is completely free to enter. It's a quiet retreat beloved by locals and perfect for travelers who want a peaceful moment without paying a ticket. But Ravello also offers two other spectacular gardens that do require admission, and they're often confused with each other. So let's sort that out now. Villa Rufolo, which we mentioned earlier, is the one with strong historical roots. Dating back to the 13th century, located just steps from the main square. It's more central, smaller, and a bit more romantic in feel. And yes, it does require a paid ticket to enter. Then there's Villa Cimbrone, perched further out toward the edge of Ravello's cliffs. Though its name might sound similar, it's a different estate entirely. The walk to get there takes you through winding alleys and olive groves, and it's worth every step. The Villa Cimbrone Gardens are vast, landscaped in the early 20th century to evoke the elegance of English-style parklands. Statues, pergolas, grottos, rose gardens. It all feels like a film set, and at the farthest edge of these gardens, you'll reach what is arguably Ravello's most iconic viewpoint, the Terrazza dell'Infinito, or Terrace of Infinity, with a row of marble busts lining its balustrade. This terrace seems to float above the Amalfi coastline, with the blue of the sea blending into the blue of the sky. Writers, poets, and royalty have stood here in awe, and when you get there, you'll understand why. The silence, the height, the view that seems to go on forever. It's an unforgettable moment. Just remember, Villa Cimbrone Gardens and the Terrace of Infinity require a ticket to enter, but it's often considered one of the best investments in beauty you can make while visiting the Amalfi Coast. Ravello is known for its traditional crafts, including ceramics and textiles. Visitors can explore local shops and galleries to find unique souvenirs and gifts. The Amalfi Coast is famous for its colorful ceramics, and Ravello is no exception. Local artisans create beautiful hand-painted tiles, plates, and vases that make for wonderful keepsakes. Ravello has a long tradition of textile production, particularly intricate lace and embroidery. Visitors can find beautiful handmade items in local shops, festivals, and events. In addition to the Ravello Festival, the town hosts several other events throughout the year, celebrating its cultural heritage and traditions. The Feast of Saint Pantaleon is held on July 27th. The celebrations include a procession, fireworks, and various cultural events. Ravello is accessible by road from Naples, Sorento, and Salerno. The nearest airports are Naples International Airport and Salerno, but the latter reopened just lately, the Salerno Costa d'Amalfi Airport, and is currently expanding. Visitors can take a train or bus to Amalfi and then a local bus or taxi to Ravello. As you can see, Ravello is a small town and most of its attractions are within walking distance. Local buses connect Ravello to other towns on the Amalfi Coast, and taxis are also available. Ravello is a place where history, culture, and natural beauty converge to create a truly enchanting destination. Whether you're exploring its historic landmarks, enjoying a concert in a garden, or simply soaking in the breathtaking views, Ravello offers a unique and unforgettable experience. But our journey doesn't end here. We'd love to hear from you. Is there a particular moment that stood out to you? Let us know in the comments below. If you like narrated travel like this, subscribe and tap the bell to explore more places, one story at a time, so you don't miss the next city walk. Our travel audiobooks are now available. Explore iconic destinations through immersive storytelling and preview a full chapter for free. Tap the link to listen now.